Hey everybody, Logan here. Today, yeah, I finally got it. I know I'm a little late to the party on this one, but I was finally able to pick it up with all these other controllers that have come out. It just wasn't, a high priority on my list, but it was one I definitely wanted to cover, and that is the Gamesir G7 SE. Why? Because this is, I guess you could call it one of the more value-focused controllers with Hall effect joysticks. So at any given time you can pick this up for around $44 on Amazon. Average going price is $49, but majority of the time I've checked, even when I bought it, it was $44. So that's more of a value price. Isn't that crazy? These days, compared to a lot of the other controllers that are coming out that have Hall effect, such as the new Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra, which goes for around $200. There are a number of other controllers out there that do have Hall effect, but these are ones that are actually licensed and rather popular. So I decided to pick this one up, check it out. I have a couple of other controllers in the pipeline before the end of the year, but this one I definitely wanted to cover now because you can still get it for a rather decent price. So this is the Gamesir G7 SE. Like I said, it's a wired controller for the Xbox, and we're going to take a closer look at the box. We're going to unbox it, of course, and then test it out and just see how it feels. Now, when it comes to Hall effect joysticks, you really don't feel the difference right away. It's basically how they're built, and to see whether or not it feels good right away, it's worth using. But over the course of time, supposedly they don't drift. I haven't had any issues with any of my Hall effect controllers, so that's always a good thing. And if you guys remember, the Dreamcast had them too, and how many people you ever heard have drifting with a Dreamcast controller? But with that being said, let's open this up, let's take a look. Hopefully it's worth that $44. Whee! Oh no! Oh, that box is a little slickery. Yeah, I said slickery. So, as you can see, Gamesir with the big chicken, and I found out why. It does include 1 month of Game Pass, but this is for new members only. I'm glad they decided to specify this on the box because a lot of people were asking, and other controllers, such as former releases that I've covered, like the PDP ones. But it is officially licensed, so you don't have to worry about this not working with your Xbox anymore. So let's take a look at the side. Wired plug and play, 3.5mm audio jack, microphone mute button, detachable 3 meter USB-C cable. I think that's around 6 feet. Hall effect sensing sticks, available at all the information is available there. So you got mapping sticks, triggers, vibration, and that's the console it's developed for. That's actually bothering me because I don't know metric system. I'm an American, and we don't use it, so I'm trying to think. Isn't like, maybe that's 9 feet? I don't know. So if we look at the back, Hall effect 3D joysticks, anti-friction glide rings, 2 quick latch back buttons. Not sure what that means. I think that's the little switch under there is what makes it the quick latch. Textured grips, Hall effect analog triggers and vibrations, responsive membrane buttons. So let's take a look. This one you actually don't need a knife. It just has a little thing you pull up right here, which is kind of nifty. So let's open this up. I did have it just in case. And sorry if you guys hear anything in the background. The Lawnmower Man. Remember that movie? Wow, I'm making a lot of movie references lately. Is mowing the lawn, so it's pretty loud out there. Oh, it's got a braided cable. That's actually a nice way to package. Pretty simplistic. It's a box inside of a box. Alright, that's pretty tight in there. Giggity. Wow, that's actually in there pretty good. Pretty good, nice like. I don't want to tear this thing. It's gonna come out. Yeah, I'm gonna end up tearing the box, somewhat, sorta, kinda. Oh, pull to open box. Did you guys see that? Pull to open box. You can just go. There you go. That's actually a nice controller. Ooh, just by the look and the feel, I'd put this on par with 8-Bit Do. It almost feels like identical to 8-Bit Do. Looks a lot like it. It has that show that feels like it, but it isn't quite. Okay. One thing that I think is rather funny, I mentioned it in the intro, GameSir has a chicken logo. You guys notice that? It's a chicken logo? Well, it's because the company is Guangzhou Chicken Run Network Technology. Chicken Run Network. Just thought that was funny. Alrighty. Out of the box, it's a very comfortable controller. Fits nice in the hand. Buttons aren't loud and clacky. You can see the anti-friction right there. So that should be... We're going to take a look, but I think that's going to be your audio mute button. And it also maps controls there, which I always hated. I was not a big fan of mapping those controls to the D-pad. Oh, no, there it is. There's your mute button. So, okay, these are locks. So I guess you can turn them on and turn them off for R. It says R3 and R4. Okay, yeah. It locks them so you can't press them at all by accident. That is cool. Then it unlocks them. I like that. Kind of superfluous, but I like that. Okay, that's a nifty little feature I haven't seen in any other controller. And you guys know I've covered a ton of controllers on this channel. I like the look. Okay. Sleek. Standard. Not too flashy. The sticks, they give this cheap look, but they actually feel pretty nice. If we take a look at the cable, I actually like that. Normally I'm not a big fan of the braided cables, but it's Type-C, so yeah, I'm thinking this is around 9 or 10 feet. It does have their little name on this thing. Most of the time I end up throwing those things away. But I like it, and it has their fiery chicken right there. So that's a nice little Type-C cable. Now if we take a look at the little instruction packlet, because that's a word. You're like Jay now. Drunk 3PO making up words. Okay. Tear it open. Arr. Do not fight me. Do not fight me. Okay. So you've got a sticker. Is that the booklet or the sticker? I think this is a little booklet. It's like a thank you thing. There's the chicken sticker. There's the Xbox Game Pass code. Okay, good. So it's covered up. Ha 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 ha. Official. Alright. One thing I do want to take a look at is what do you do to map it? I always like taking a look at these because you might think you got it, but you don't. Quick latch. That's the quick latch. Requirements, device layout. That's not in English. Connect. Back button settings. Okay. No preset button values. Mappable buttons. Set the R4. Hold M plus R4. Okay, so it is M plus R4, L4 buttons simultaneously for 3 seconds and then press the one you want. Okay, so that's pretty much just like every other mappable controller. I just wanted to make sure. So you hold this and the button in the back and then press whatever face or trigger button you want mapped to it. So it's identical to every other major controller out there that doesn't have anything crazy or use an app. So you just hold the map button and your back button, whichever one you want, and then hit A or hit B or hit R, and then you get your map buttons. So that's pretty cool. Does it have macro? Let me see. Is it macro as well? No. No, it's just individual. Okay. So there is GameSir Nexus software. We're going to take a look to see if there's an app on Xbox or if it's just PC. Alright, So that being said, now we've got this all underway. It's time to test this bad boy. All right, so here we go. We've got the app booted up, and it is for GameSir. So when you're going into your Xbox, you just type in GameSir, boom, pops up, download it. Pretty simple app. First things first, you're going to plug it in your controller, boot up the app. This is the screen you're going to see, and it says at the top G7 SE. And it's going to show your controller right in the center. You got your profiles, you got your vibrates, and you got your updates. Make sure you update your controller right away. My controller firmware was at 6.20 and it updates to 6.25. It also makes you go through a little calibration once you do that as well, so that's always a good way to do it. And as you can see, it just goes here. We can set up the profiles by clicking on it, default, profile 1, and configure. So you can basically do everything you want here, program it here without using the program button, which I think is nice. It's always easier to do it through an app instead of going okay, but this allows you to do it on the fly. I understand. I like using an app over holding multiple buttons at the same time and then hoping it works. So I just think it's a little easier like that. So that's your mapping feature. You've got your stick, so you can see, and you can even swap. Okay, that's pretty cool. You can swap your left stick and your D-pad, or you can D-pad diagonal lock. Okay, that's interesting as well. You can even change the range. That's pretty cool. I do like all those extra features, things that I normally don't do anything with because I'm a standard functionality guy on my standard functionality controllers. Now, when it comes to controllers like the eSwap or the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra, then I start getting into it, especially with the Elite Series 2. Those controllers I've bought specifically with non-standard default settings in mind. So you got your triggers, and it even shows you can swap to hair triggers. Let's see what that feels like. Oh, instant. So it's a digital hair trigger and not a physical hair trigger. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then you can adjust your vibration. So these do have vibrations within the triggers as well, which I always think is cool. Try trigger vibration, try trigger grip. So if we do force right trigger vibration. Okay, that's standard. All right, then that just caused the controller to vibrate. I understand why that works sometimes. I had an issue with an 8-bit Do controller where one of them I don't think was vibrating, but then I had to play a certain game and I could tell. And then once I figured it out, the vibration motor was loose. And it was causing a weird rattle noise after that. And I was like, okay, there's a problem there. So something like this, you can, instead of having to deal with going into a game and, booting it all up, you just go to the app and just one button, and then you can feel test. That's what I think it's for. Hey, it might be for other reasons, just to make sure all the motors work. But I think that's pretty cool. Now, with the app portion out of the way, let's test it on... Of course you know what game I'm gonna test it on. It's Exoprimal. Now this controller feels good already. I can tell you that. It feels nice in the hand. But like I said, we're playing Exoprimal as what I always test on because it's my best game when it comes to testing out these controllers. Okay, it feels nice. Do I dare say? No, I don't, because it would be a lie. The Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra, yes, it feels much more high quality. But we're talking about a $200 controller compared to a $44 controller. Now, One thing that some people might have asked throughout the video to themselves, whether you are one of those or not, does this compare to the 8-bit Do? Now, it feels almost identical. But the 8-bit Do ones do not have Hall effect as of this time. They might come out. They might come out with one in the future. But as of right now, the feel of these two controllers are very, very similar between this one and 8-bit Do. If you want something that has Hall effect, this is one of your least expensive options. But remember, it is wired. There are other wireless options out there, especially for the Nintendo Switch right now. But for Xbox and PC, officially licensed by Microsoft, this might be your best bet in terms of just sheer value for a Hall effect controller. I like it. I think it's a nice looking controller. It feels good. Quality wise, it seems to be pretty solid. I don't see or feel anything that's going to cause it to break rather easily. I do like the anti-friction. I think the plain white is fine with the gray caps and the teal anti-friction slip whatever rings. I think it's a nice color design. Very simple, very clean. Some people will say, hey, but white gets dirty easily. Yes, it does. That's the only thing I can say about it. I would recommend it. I like it so far. The only thing we can say about the Hall effect is long term. But as of right now, right out of the box, testing, it feels nice. I will compare it to the 8-bit Do Ultimate Wired controller. And that's really what it feels like to me. It feels very similar. Movement is pretty snappy. I don't feel any input delay. The programming of the back buttons is pretty simple. Download the app. Everything's right at your fingertips. You can do the audio adjusting, which it's simply just the mute button, and then you can play with the audio on the D-pad, which is one of the things, like I said, I don't like when they do that. But hey, some people do. I just say use it on your headset. But otherwise, everything else just kind of feels all right. So nothing. They don't have overly clacky buttons. Yeah. I think this is a solid controller. I would say keep an eye on it if you do want it. Go for the $44 price. Don't jump at it if it's $49, because like I said, it's $44 pretty much all the time. So there you go. All right. I think this is a solid controller, definitely for the price. If you want something inexpensive that just handles well, has awesome versatility with the app, programmability, and a Hall effect for $44.99, $49.99, $44.99 on Amazon. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. I will answer as many as I can. Now, one thing I will say, a lot of people do ask me, how are these controllers that I test over a long period of time? I can't really answer that. I test and use so many controllers, especially with these companies now sending me more to review. It gets harder to use them for long periods of time, so I can use them for about a week or so until I pick up a new controller or decide to use another controller. But we're going to end this by saying, what are my go-to ones? Well, my go-to ones up until before recording this, I've been using the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro quite a bit since I've gotten it. I do like my Elite Series 2. And in terms of wired controllers, 8-bit Do, Ultimate Wired, the Hyperkin Xenon, the red one, the one that looks like an Xbox 360 controller, and then the PowerA, the Advantage controller. I think those are all my pretty much go-to controllers depending on where I am. I have 3 Xboxes that I go between. One in my game room, here in my office, and then in my living room, depending on what I'm playing. I have different options and controllers. I think when it comes to a game like this, Exo Primal or even RoboCop, I'm really enjoying the high-end Turtle Beach Stealth Pro. But if I had to pick a wired one, it's really hard. Any of those will definitely do, especially in a pinch. So it all depends on how much you want to spend. I think for the value right now, if you don't worry about Hall effect, I like the PowerA Advantage. So check out that one. If you can get the 8-bit Do on sale, I would say do that one. And now I would recommend throwing this one into the mix, the Gamesir G7 SE. Hopefully that helped. Thank you guys so much for staying to this point in the video. You guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video, turn that bell on for notifications, so you know whenever I put out any new content, which is daily, except for Sundays. But yes, thank you guys so much. Subscribe. Make sure you tune into our podcast, Ready to Start podcast, every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again. Hey everybody, Logan here. Looks like you didn't have to wait long now, did you? Between the initial announcement, the video I did covering both variations and which one would be best for me and for you, and me receiving it and now being able to do the unboxing and testing for you, well, that's the Kaleid Flux. There's the Kaleid and the Kaleid Flux, both put out by GameSir, which are the follow-ups to this one, the G7 SE, the first official licensed controller with Hall effect sticks for the Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, and PC. After getting this one, I was really impressed. I had one issue, and that's discoloration of the joysticks. I'm sure you can see that right there. So when I saw this one, especially being black sticks, I was like, all right, and all these new features, I'm gonna pick it up. Is it gonna be as good? Let's find out. Here you go. Here's the Kaleid Flux for Xbox. As you can see, the G7 SE is right out of frame right here, but just so you can see it, because like I said, we are going to compare it, but let's take a quick look at the box. So one of the big features is the translucent faceplate, as well as the RGB lighting. This is gold. The other one on the box just shows the rainbow-esque colors, but you can still change it. 16 million color variations. You can download the app, do it that way as well. We're going to take a little closer look at all the features it has in just a moment once we open it up. But as you can see, you've got everything else that you need to access all the information right here. Let's take a look at the back. It says Hall effect. Can you guys see that? I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit there. Hall effect sensing stick, anti-drift, ultra longevity. Tactile buttons, crisp yet cushioned. Okay, this is something I saw when I opened it, that the website says the standard Kaleid has tactile and this has membrane, but here it says tactile, so we're going to have to take a closer look. Precision tuned Hall effect analog triggers, which is always great. Textured, transparent, and closed with kaleidoscopic? I think that's kaleidoscopic lights, 2 mappable back buttons, and textured grips. All right, let's look at the side. Wired, 3.5mm audio jack, Hall effect triggers, detachable USB Type-C. That's always good. Mapping, sticks, triggers, vibration lights, and it's officially licensed. Good to go. Now let's open this bad boy up. So here we go. Looking at these online, it looked like one of the big differences was the texture mapping for the translucent shell. One looked a little swirlier, this one, and the other one looked a little more digital, I guess you can say. Now that's a really stiff one in there. Ooh, I already like that. Cable is much nicer. Oh, that braided cable's really nice. Oh, wow. Big difference. I like that. The Flux looks to be more of a golden type aesthetic, where the other one, not so much, the standard Kaleid. but this one was the less expensive one. What do we have in here? Okay. This one was... Come on, box, don't fight me. This one was less expensive by $3, and the only thing I could figure out on the website was the membrane versus tactile buttons, but here it says tactile. Let's take a look. Ooh, oh, hello there. That's one way to do it. I really like that. So you have a matte texture here, high gloss up here. Where your hand fits, you're not going to get as much fingerprints as you would, but look, you can see it. You can see it much better than I can. Thank you, light and camera. Can you see the gold texture? That is really cool, and it says GameSir. I really, really like this design. Feels nice. The sticks are the same, but black, so you don't have to worry about it. Button layout is the same. You got the gold triggers and the gold D-pad, a fantastic D-pad. That's membrane. You can tell. Plus it said, yeah, you could see the membrane in there. Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's membrane. That's why it has that sound as well. The tactile one is going to have that clicky like a mouse. That is nice. I like that design. And if you take a look, we're going to attach that just so you can see the body is very similar to the two. The body is very, very similar, but this one has lights. This one does not. Here you can see the yellowing of the sticks. I put thumb caps on them to protect them, and they just changed color. And I was like, oof. So that was the only thing that really bothered me about that. But otherwise, okay, all right. The buttons on the back. The back paddles are slightly shaped a bit different. This one's more squared, this one's more round. And this one also has, if you guys can see it, you can have the locks here to lock these buttons. This doesn't have any locks. So be it. This is a bit lighter than this. Not by much, but just a little lighter. I really like the way this looks. I really like this controller, and I have yet to turn on the lights. All right, let's plug it in. One thing I noticed as I was plugging it in, gold tips on both ends of the USB Type-C connection, which is really cool because the cable being black and gold, it matches my Halo Infinite Xbox Series X console. So I made a really good choice here. I thought this was a pretty cool looking controller. Now I like it even more. So let's plug that in. Snaps right in. Alrighty. There you go. There are the lights. How cool is that? Yeah, you can see the reflection of my overhead light because of the gloss, the high gloss of the faceplate, but that is really cool. So if you want to change the lights, you can just download the app. I actually have the app on my other Xbox, but that is a gorgeous looking controller, and I do like how the lights hit the color of the swerve, the little texture design thing. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. This is an awesome controller. I do like the standard, how it comes in default, those colors. I think it's a good choice. I do like this setup. Fantastic looking controller. All right. Aesthetics aside, what's the most important? How it feels. If it feels anything like this one, I've used this one for months. This was my default one for quite some time until I got some new controllers. I needed to test them as well. And like I mentioned in all my videos, after I get a new controller, what I do is I use it for about a week or two, sometimes more, depending on how long it takes for me to get another controller. And then I use that experience to answer as many questions as I can. Same will go with this. But now that all that is out of the way, let's test it. Of course, you know what game I'm going to test it on. Here we go. Here we go, right into the GameSir app. You can see it recognizes the Kaleid Flux right away. See, holding in my hand. Let's take a look. Profiles, you can set different profiles. Vibrates, you can test the vibration, which is really cool. Let's see if you can hear that. There you go. Let's see if there's any updates. Current firmware version. Your firmware is up to date. Fantastic. Let's take a look at the profiles. Configure. All right, there you go. You can just test everything there, set everything up. A lot of people want to know, hey, can I test this? Can I test that? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yes, you can. Everything right here. Fantastic. So you can change all the colors. You can change the speed. You can change the brightness. Ah, yeah. You guys can't really see it too well because of the controller, but there you go, turning it all the way up. It's changing everything. You can change the speed. Audio reactive mode. Ooh. Yes. Auto sleep when inactive for 10 minutes. That sounds fine. Flow. Okay. There you go. Whatever you see on the screen is what you're seeing here. So you can do that as well. You can go back to flow, pulse, standoff, off, alarm, reset to default, confirm. I like those default colors because it just matches with the controller itself, so I'm going to leave it there. But there you go. There's a quick test of the app, so just download that on your Xbox or, like I said, on your PC as well. But download that on your Xbox, customize it however you want. Awesome. Now let's jump into the game. There we go. Like always, jump right into the firing range. It's the best way to test everything, especially on a game I'm so familiar with. And this is the one I test every game on because it's a third-person shooter. You can just see the movement very clear. Nice. Movement is very smooth. Everything about this controller is just fantastic. Peachy keen. Now, I didn't set up the back buttons. They don't come preset. I like that. I'm not a fan of the back buttons. Wow, do you guys see that? You can see the light through the back. That's one thing I did not notice. That is a really cool feature. I like that. It's the simple things. But like I was saying, I'm not a big fan of using back buttons. If you've watched any of my other videos, I almost never test them out unless they have some kind of nifty or crazy feature. With that being said, you can always test out. You can just run it through the app and assign it, what have you. But this is a fantastic controller. I love every bit of this controller. This is an A+. I love it. I don't care if it's not wireless. I like the fact that it's wired. I like the fact that the wire matches my console. I like no latency. I don't like lag, and I don't like having to worry about batteries dying. Epic controller. This is probably the best I've ever used. I love everything about this controller. It's going to take quite a bit. 8-bit do, you are my favorite, but this one's it. I do have an 8-bit do Ultimate C coming in for the Xbox this coming week. We're going to test that, see how it holds up, but $46.99. You can get it on Amazon right now. You can get the standard Kaleid version. This is the Flux. You can get them both, $3 difference. Membrane, tactile on the other ones. This was my choice. Best choice I could have possibly made. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Make sure if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Drop it in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer whatever I can. Again, hit that subscribe button. God bless you all. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again. Hey everybody, Logan here, and it's finally here. What is that you say? Well, you clicked on the video, you know. Of course, that is the GameSir G7 SE Iron Man edition. So I ordered it the day it was available for pre-order. Got it straight from GameSir's website, and it arrived on my doorstep this morning. So you know what I have to do, right? Unbox it, test it, and compare it. Of course we're going to compare it to the SE and see just what the differences are in hand. So without any further ado, let me shut up. Let's unbox this baby. Here we go, finally. Yeah, I've been waiting for this. Since I saw the announcement, I did the announcement video a few days after it came out. And it was just a matter of, hey, when can I pre-order it? When can I get my hands on it? And then they said, hey, look, there's an Iron Man edition. And you guys know me. I love my classic Marvel, my 90s, early 2000s Marvel. That's my thing. I love the Avengers, the video game for Super Nintendo and in the arcades. The Iron Man game on the Xbox 360. Yeah. And I really loved Captain America, the First Avenger for the Xbox 360 as well. Fantastic games. Don't sleep on those. If you haven't played them and you still have your 360 or PS3, go check them out. But we're talking about the Gamesir G7 HE wired controller for Xbox. So this works with Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, and PC. All right there, but Windows 10 and 11. Now, it does have all the same features as the SE, but with mechanical buttons and, of course, your Hall effect sticks. Comes with 1 month of Game Pass. That is awesome. Officially licensed by Marvel, even better. So let's turn it on the side. We got wired plug and play, 3.5mm audio jack, Hall effect sensing sticks, detachable 3-meter USB Type-C cable. You got button mapping, you got sticks, you got triggers, you got vibration. Just like the SE, you download the Nexus software on your Xbox or your PC, you're good to go. And then, yeah, there you go. We've got information on the back in English, and I'm guessing that's Chinese because, well, right there. But isn't everything made in China these days? Well, it's sad but true. You know that song, right? Okay, let's open this bad boy up. Okay, here we go. That's a darker red than I expected. That is nice. That gloss red is really, really nice. It reminds me of a little brighter version. Might almost be the same as the 8-bit Do Famicom edition. Okay, with it being that glossy, it's going to be a fingerprint magnet. But, yeah, if you don't like that, you can always take off the faceplate and replace it with a standard black one or a white one. Oh, but look at that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that is cool in itself. Oh, let's put that bad boy back on there. Oh. Now what we've all been waiting for. The mechanical button presses. So that's going to be the big difference between the SE and the HE, the mechanical buttons. You still have your programmable back buttons. You still have your mic mute. Everything's the same. Your beautiful Hall effect sticks. That controller is amazing. What a fantastic matching braided cable. I do like that. Gold instead of silver. It's the details. It's the details. And of course you have your little Game Pass code as well as your instructions, which really you don't need much. You just plug it in and go. That is really nice. So here is the G7 SE. Membrane. You can hear that clicky clicky. That is the mechanical. Otherwise, they feel exactly the same. Like I said, you can take this faceplate off. This is the one I ordered. I also have the white one, but it's in a box. So we're just going to swap these out real quick, just to show you that it is possible. Iron Bunny. Actually, you can't even tell it's Iron Man licensed once you swap out the faceplate. And that faceplate does look nice on there. How about that? You know, it's got its little things that's a little off about it, but that's not too shabby. And then if you want, you can still put that on there. And if you have the black version of the standard G7 or the G7 SE, yeah, you can just pop that on. Look nice. And if you decide to get the G7 HE in black, you can do the swap out as well. So the faceplates are universal. That's what a lot of people I know will ask. Are the faceplates universal? Yes. Fantastic. So with that beautiful unboxing out of the way, this is definitely going to be my standard controller from here on out. What do we have to do? Test it. Yes, I expect it to work just the same as this one, but you always got to test it because God forbid there's something wrong right out of the box, right? I doubt it, but we always got to test it. So let's get on it. And there we go. Look at this baby shine. Yeah, I know you can see the reflection of the light, but it is hyper glossy, which is nice, but kind of a drawback at times, depending on who you are. The controller looks beautiful. It works just bam, plug it right in, good to go. Extremely responsive, which is what I love. Everything seems to be extremely, like I said, responsive, and that is fantastic. The sticks are ultra precise. How did that miss? Everything is just beautiful. Like I said, the sticks are fantastic. I love the ultra responsiveness of the mechanical buttons. And everything that you've come to love about the G7 SE is here. Now, if you like the Marvel aesthetic, you like the Iron Man, bam, it's here. You can also get it in black. And if I'm not mistaken, you can get it in as white as well. So you have color options. Now, another thing, I know this isn't about the HE, but the SE now has 3 other color variants if you decide you don't want to spend the extra $5 for the mechanical buttons. That is completely fine. Now, this one is slightly bit more expensive than the standard one, but go ahead, you can take a look at my previous video covering the HE and to see all the differences between the HE and the SE. But this controller is fantastic. I love the way it looks and feels, and if you want to map your buttons in the back, you just download the Nexus app, like I said, on your PC or on your Xbox, and then you can play with all the internal settings as well. You can swap out your faceplates, and my favorite thing is the attention to detail when you do swap out the faceplate. You have the arc reactor design right underneath. GameSir logo, Xbox, Marvel, everything. This is fantastic. Awesome controller, worth every penny. This will definitely be, hey, until something else comes out that is, I would say, competitive with this, this is going to be my daily. Up until now, I've been using the Ultimate C and the G7 SE as my dailies. I'd go back and forth depending on what I'm playing. I like the D-pad a little better on the Ultimate C, but this one, because it's a shooter, I don't use the D-pad as much. So it really depends on what I'm playing. A game that uses the D-pad more, I go with the Ultimate C. Every other function, I like this. Now with mechanical buttons, like I said, this is going to be my daily driver. So if you guys have any more questions about it, I'm glad I can, well, hopefully I can answer all of them, and I'll be glad to. But yeah, this controller is epic. Tell me if you're able to get one, whether it's the standard HE or this Iron Man variant. Let me know. Drop it in the comment section below. Again, I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless you all. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again. Hey everybody. Logan here. Today I'm doing a highly, and when I mean highly requested video. Every time I do a video where I mention the Gamesir G7 SE, I get people asking about another one. Is it as good? Is it better? How does it compare? And that's the Kaleid. Yes, if you're wondering, I originally bought the Kaleid Flux. That's the one I did the secondary video because I did a video announcing the two different ones, and then I chose the Flux. Later, I bought the standard Kaleid and then the HE. Now, people are asking me which one is better. Ignore the fact that this is the Iron Man one. I'm not going to address that. I'm going to address this as just the HE, and this is the standard Kaleid. People have asked me which one is better. I'm going to go over the differences, how they feel in your hand, and basically just by looking at them, because internally, besides a couple of factors, they're very similar. I'll go over it. You decide which one you think is best for you, because I'm going to tell you which one I think is. So in front of us, we have the GameSir Kaleid, and then we have the GameSir G7 SE. Now this is the Iron Man edition, which is $10 more expensive than the standard. Otherwise, these are priced around the same price. This one is $46. This one's going to be $49. The Iron Man edition, yes, is $10 more. But like I said, we're not focusing on the fact that it's the Iron Man edition. Okay, we're going to start with the big question. They're mechanical, because the Flux, if you look at that compared to the regular Kaleid, is membrane. So how do they feel? They're the same. They are identical. All the buttons feel the same. So it's really about aesthetics. If you look at it, the Kaleid will light up. The Kaleid doesn't have the same functionality on the D-pad, but otherwise everything else is the same, just situated slightly different. You have a removable faceplate where you can swap out the faces here. On this one, it lights up. I'm going to show you. Now, I have the cable for the Iron Man edition. It's plugged into my Xbox, which is right here. So we're just going to plug it in just to show you and give you an idea. There you go. You've got lights around the side. That's going to be your big thing. It's a translucent shell, and it also has a smoked grip. Now, you have a gripped plastic texture on the back here. Here, you have a rubber grip texture. Otherwise, you still have your Hall effect sticks, and the triggers and shoulder buttons feel the same on both. Headphone jack, audio controls. No audio controls. Still have the same buttons on the back for R4 and L4. Body-wise, they are the same. Now, if you're looking at price, that's going to be where things change up a little bit. $46.99, $49.99 for the standard HE, $59.99 for the Iron Man edition. So price, the Kaleid wins. Functionality, I think the HE wins. If we're talking about standard functionality, it's the same. But once you take that one step further with audio controls, there you go. This kind of takes the cake on that one. Customization, you've got lights. Swappable faceplates. Depends on what floats your boat. Personally, if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to go with the HE. Why? One, like I said, I wasn't going to say, this is the Iron Man one, and I liked it. Two, I like the fact that I can swap out the faceplates. That is a big thing to me, and as they come out with other ones, or the different color variations of any of the G7, G7 SE, or the G7 HE can all be interchanged on either version of the controller. That is a solid major plus in my opinion. The lights are cool. Right, I like the lights. When it's on display, you don't see the lights. When you're playing, you don't see the lights because you're not looking at your hand. You're looking at the screen. And if you're, like I said, displaying your controller, the lights aren't on. With the interchangeable faceplates, when you're playing, no, you're not going to be looking at it. But if you put the controller on display, boom, it looks nicer than just that. So yeah, it's clear. It's got a cool digital print on the chipset, but yeah, do you like the metallic-ish D-pad? Because it's not metallic, it is plastic, but it has metallic paint job to it. The sticks are the same on both controllers, and the menu buttons, offset, little different shaped, circular, oval. Yeah, when I mean the differences are minute, they are minute. So it really depends on the preference of how you think it looks. Functionality, they're very similar. Audio, that's it, audio. Otherwise, yeah, I still like this one better. Again, because of the interchangeable faceplates. But when we're talking about control, when we're talking about whether it's customizable between 250, 500, and 1000 hertz, they both have that. Now, they start at 250. You can't adjust the hertz on the Xbox. You have to connect it to your PC, download the GameSir Nexus app there, and then you can adjust them to 1000 hertz. Now, one thing is the 1000 hertz is in a beta form, if you will, and once you turn that on, it disables the headphone functionality. So keep that in mind. I don't have the 1000 hertz turned on this one. I have the 1000 hertz turned on this one. I've been using this one for days now. Since I've got it, this has been the only controller I've used. I've been playing Exoprimal quite a bit, more than I normally do, and I can definitely feel the difference. For most gamers, you won't know the difference unless it's a game you consistently play and have played for quite some time with different types of controllers, then you will see the difference. This, definitely, at 1000 hertz, I can feel the difference. Like I said, I haven't updated this one to 1000 hertz yet, but I will. I have all my GameSir controllers updated to 1000 hertz. Why? Well, I don't care about the headphone jack because I don't talk when I'm online, so I prefer the performance over, you know, the audio jack, which is completely fine in my opinion. But if I had to choose, I already said it's the HE. I like this one. Don't get me wrong, I like the lights, but the fact that when you're putting it on display, the lights don't light up. Full customizable shells and audio functionality, as well as rubber grips. I would go with the HE. Hey, some people are going to go in the comments, oh, I think the Kaleid is better. People are going to be like, I like the standard G7. Other people, oh, the SE is just fine. Yes, I understand people have their personal preference. But hey, you want to know one thing that I think is actually a big plus, and which is better in the Kaleid than the HE? This thing. Yes, it comes with a cloth to wipe things down. Why didn't this one come with it? Because the fingerprints. The fingerprints. Yes. So each comes with a different braided cable. This is the one for the Kaleid. Like I said, this is the one for the HE Iron Man edition. Now, one thing is, it's all the same thing. So most of the time I'm using just the same one back and forth between most of the controllers, especially since I've been using the GameSirs pretty regularly. And well, I think that's it, unless you care about how the controller cable looks, because if people come into your game area and go, ooh, your cable colors don't match, I don't like you anymore. No, nobody does that. No. And if they do, I feel sorry for you. But there you go. There's my honest answer. I know I've rambled on. gave you my opinion, a little candid, if you will, to tell you that the Gamesir G7 SE is definitely my choice over the Kaleid or the Kaleid Flux, or just the SE as it is. So are any of them bad controllers? No. Is it a bad option to go with the Kaleid over the HE? No, they're still fantastic. Everything I've tried from Gamesir has been fantastic. Whether you're getting the Switch Nova or the SE, the G7 SE, or the Kaleid or the Kaleid Flux, everything I've used have been solid products. So that, hey, and I'm not sponsored. None of this was given to me. I purchased all these, so I'll tell you that there. I think this is my favorite controller of all of them, and that's where I'm going to leave it. So if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer. If there's anything I missed here, I don't think I did, but like I said, drop it down there. We can talk about it in the comment section. Be nice about it. So thank you guys so much. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Again, tell me if you have any questions in the comment section below. God bless you all. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again. Hey everybody, Logan here, back with another controller video. Yes, I've got a lot of these recently. It's mind-blowing how many controllers are coming out. Oh, that's right. We are encroaching the holiday season. Depending on when you're watching this, yeah, you're going to have a lot coming your way. Not saying there isn't any news or anything coming out, but there are a lot of controllers and a lot of games hitting this holiday season. So, Gamesir has done it again, but this time they put out a value one because I guess people have said, can we get something a little less expensive? This is the GameSir T7 for the Xbox Series XS and Xbox One. Yes, it'll work with PC as well, but this is a value one. It has a number of the features that the SE has, but not all of them, to drop that price. Now, this one starts at $34.99. I was able to pick it up right now on Amazon. There was a $5 off coupon, so $29.99. Depending on when you're watching this, it may not be available, but you can still purchase them on their website, and they also have these in red and blue. Not at the time of recording, they weren't available just yet, but depending on when you're watching this, you might be able to pick them up in those colors as well. So I got the white and orange. Let's unbox this baby. Let's test it out. Let's see if it's any good. Here we go, the GameSir T7 wired controller for the Xbox. Now, like I said, it does cover multiple platforms, meaning Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, and PC. Also comes with 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate if you're not currently a member. So if you look on the back, it has Hall Effect 3D joysticks, responsive membrane buttons, Hall Effect analog triggers with vibration, 3.5mm headset jack, anti-friction glide rings, and textured grip. Basic controller stuff. But what makes this so special is the Hall Effect sticks. Comparing it to the SE, you're not going to get all of that functionality that you would, and we'll take a closer look at what that is. But here you go, you can still use the GameSir Nexus software for mapping, sticks, triggers, and vibration. And then here you go, Series XS, Xbox One, Windows 10 and 11. So let's open up this bad boy. And there we go, that unboxing. As you can see, just by looking at it, it is I would say a simplified version of the SE. No removable faceplates. That's a feature. Otherwise, it feels very similar to the SE. Oh, those sticks are really nice. You have a different color combination
different color style, if you will. You've got the A, B buttons different from the X and Y. Almost gives me that Super Nintendo vibe, even though this is Xbox. Everything else seems to be the same, but it feels less heavy, less bulky. It feels more like a simple controller. You can definitely feel the difference. Now, I think I'm going to do a video coming up comparing this one with the SE for those of you who want to know whether you should be buying the T7 or the G7. But it's very simple. Nothing in the back, nothing here, nothing fancy, no programmable buttons, nothing. It's a simple controller. Some might look at this as an alternative to, say, one of the PDP or PowerA ones, something like that. Maybe as an alternative to an 8-bit do. This is going to be that entry level. But if you just want something inexpensive with Hall effect sticks, Hall effect triggers, this is definitely a way to go. I think it's not bad. I do like the feel. It feels good, but it doesn't feel as bulky, if you will. Buttons are quiet. I do like that. That is one thing. If you're going to have a membrane button, make it quiet. Now, if you're going to have mechanical, make them mechanical. Make them sound clacky. It's weird. I have that one extreme to the next. Membrane, be quiet. Mechanical, be loud. But I do like that. The sticks glide very smooth. I do really like that. Like the D-pad, it's solid. And then you've got, well, that's everything, isn't it? Nothing fancy. I do like the fact that they give you the matching cables. No, it's not a braided cable. So that's another thing that you're looking at. That's a downgrade from at least the HE. Because I think my HE has that Iron Man one, which is the red one. But that's also almost $20 more. So I think this is a solid one. I've noticed a lot of companies have been doing that orange theme lately. And, well, I've been picking up the orange ones because I actually like them. Don't know why. My favorite colors are red and blue, of course. And white. Red, white, and blue. America, of course. But, yeah, I'm really liking the fact that a lot of companies are now jumping on the orange bandwagon, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I do like the orange and gray look. Yeah, I don't think there's much left to say about the actual controller right out of the box. But you know what we should do? Let's go test it.
So here we go. Right out of the gate, I can tell you the sticks are very nice, very smooth, super responsive. Everything that you've come to basically expect from GameSir. Yeah, this controllers, everything about this controller is fantastic. The triggers are super responsive. The face buttons are snappy. No, they're not mechanical. They are membrane, like I mentioned before. But for this price, this is going to be one of the best controllers you can purchase. If you don't want to spend the extra money on the G7 SE or the G7 HE or the Kaleid or the Kaleid Flux, this is definitely the way to go. It's everything you would expect from GameSir and their quality. No issues. Super quick response time. That is nice. So this feels great. Now, like I was saying before, there are no back paddles. So if you do want to have a controller with the back paddles, well, you're going to have to take the step up to the SE. That's going to be your most affordable option. But like I said, this one, as of recording, is on sale on Amazon. It's regular $34.99. The least expensive option you can get for the Xbox from GameSir with Hall effect sticks and triggers but there is a $5 coupon. So hopefully when this goes live, it will still be available. And then you'll be able to get it for a beautiful $29.99. Now, when it comes to those other two colors, the red and the blue, on their website and on Amazon, they're both unavailable at the time. I don't know why, but you also have those options too. I think this is a standard controller that is just the best you could possibly get for the money. I've seen other ones in this price range, like the Snakebite, but I'm gonna have to say I prefer the sticks on the GameSir controllers, and I just like the build quality overall, and it's a very nice controller. One thing I will also say, when I was plugging it in, this is a very sturdy cable. Some controllers, they give you weak, kind of flimsy cables. Not this one. This one's a bit thicker than your standard cable, but it is much more durable. And I like the fact that they went with the color combination of your controller and kept it matching instead of just giving you a standard white or gray or black controller cable like some other manufacturers do. So I think this is a very nice controller. I would definitely recommend it. Just like I do with all my controllers, I will play pretty much all my Xbox games for the next week or so, depending on when the next controller I get arrives. There we go. And then if you guys have any other questions about this, let me know. Drop it down in the comment section below, and I will tell you whatever you need to know. Now, you can also update this via the GameSir app, the GameSir Nexus. You can download that on Xbox and PC. So if there are any drivers or anything when you guys get this available, as of right now, I did not see any, but I will continue to check, and I always do with my GameSir controllers. I keep them up to date. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions, drop them in the comment section below. I will be glad to answer anything that I can. I think this is a solid controller. Definitely get the thumbs up, passing A+ from me. I do really like this controller. There's absolutely nothing I didn't like. Whoa, hold on. They didn't put the GameSir sticker in this box. I didn't get a GameSir sticker. F. Okay, no. All the other GameSir controllers came with a GameSir sticker. This one didn't. That was it. But no, I think this is a solid controller. Great option if you want to save the money but still get the Hall effect, not have to worry about drift. This is the one you choose. GameSir, you did it again. Yes, thumbs up for the T7. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Any questions, drop them in the comment section like I said. God bless you all. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.